Below the surface, in the vast, indifferent expanse of the world's oceans, lies a realm of unimaginable wealth. For centuries, humanity has sought to claim it, sending fleets further, deeper, into ever more remote waters. But distance demands resources. Fuel, supplies, the relentless grind of logistics. What if those constraints could be removed? What if a vessel could venture into the harshest, most isolated zones, and remain there, self-sufficient, for months, even years? A new era of maritime ambition has quietly dawned, challenging everything we thought possible at sea. Hidden from plain sight, a new kind of behemoth has taken to the waves. It's not a warship, nor a conventional cargo carrier. This is something far more audacious, a floating testament to radical engineering. Imagine a vessel so immense, so self-contained, it could operate almost indefinitely, without the constant need for resupply, without the crippling dependency on fossil fuels. Its purpose? To redefine an entire industry. To venture where others cannot, to harvest on a scale previously unthinkable. A silent, colossal presence in the world's most demanding environments. At its heart, this isn't just a ship, it's a factory. A massive, complex industrial plant, designed to process, preserve, and package at an extraordinary rate. From the moment the ocean's bounty is brought aboard, a seamless, highly automated chain of operations begins. Every step, from initial sorting to final freezing, is integrated, designed for maximum efficiency, minimum waste. But the sheer energy demand of such an operation, especially when sustained over long periods, in extreme conditions, would typically be staggering. How is this industrial leviathan powered? The answer lies deep within its reinforced hull, a nuclear reactor. This isn't just a powerful engine, it's the very core of its revolutionary design. A compact, purpose-built atomic heart, providing virtually limitless energy for propulsion, for processing, for every system on board. It is this audacious integration of nuclear power into a commercial fishing vessel that sets it apart. The world's first nuclear-powered factory trawler. A convergence of heavy industry and atomic science, pushing the boundaries of what a ship can be, what it can do. A daring leap into the unknown. The driving force behind this radical choice was a single, immense operational hurdle: fuel. Traditional factory trawlers consume vast quantities of marine diesel, often requiring costly and precarious refueling operations in remote, hostile waters. This vessel was designed to eliminate that dependency entirely. To cut the umbilical cord. With its nuclear core, the Leviathan, as it's informally known, can operate for years without needing to replenish its fuel. An unprecedented level of autonomy, freeing it from the logistical chains that bind every other vessel on the planet. A true game changer. This newfound freedom allows the Leviathan to venture into the planet's most extreme environments. Imagine the desolate, ice-choked waters of the Arctic or Antarctic, or the tumultuous storm-lashed expanses of the Southern Ocean. These are zones where conventional operations are fraught with danger and expense, limited by the brutal realities of fuel endurance and supply lines. But for a nuclear-powered trawler, these remote frontiers become its operational canvas. It can chase migratory patterns deep into areas previously inaccessible, enduring conditions that would send other vessels scurrying for port. Once in its designated fishing grounds, the Leviathan truly comes alive. It's not just powered by a reactor, it's driven by an intricate network of automation. Sonar arrays scan vast underwater areas, identifying targets with uncanny precision. Massive, reinforced trawl nets are deployed and retrieved by powerful robotic systems. The raw catch is then swiftly transferred to the onboard factory, where human hands are rarely needed for the initial, hazardous stages. Thousands of tons of fish, processed with minimal human intervention. A ballet of technology, cold and efficient, playing out on the wild stage of the open ocean. The nuclear reactor itself is a marvel of miniaturization and safety. Not a relic of Cold War-era behemoths, but a next-generation small modular reactor, SMR. Designed for inherent safety, with passive cooling systems that don't rely on active pumps or external power, it's encased within multiple layers of hardened containment. Its operational lifespan is measured in decades, not years, producing zero direct carbon emissions. A constant, reliable hum of power, fueling every aspect of the Leviathan's mission, from propulsion to refrigeration, without interruption. A truly persistent power source. Integrating a nuclear reactor into a commercial vessel of this type presented unprecedented engineering challenges. Every system, from the hull's integrity to the waste management protocols, had to be redesigned, reinforced, and rigorously tested. Shock absorption, vibration control, shielding for the crew, each element demanded radical innovation. The vessel's entire structure is optimized not just for carrying and processing, but for containing, safely, the incredible power source within. A floating fortress of specialized steel and advanced materials, a testament to humanity's ambition. The specter of nuclear accidents looms large in public consciousness. So, safety was not merely a consideration but the paramount design principle for the Leviathan. Layers of redundant systems, both active and passive, ensure that any fault, however minor, is isolated and managed. Continuous, real-time radiation monitoring permeates the vessel, with automated alerts and emergency shutdown protocols. Crew training is intensive, focusing on reactor operations and emergency response, transforming sailors into highly specialized nuclear technicians. The ocean is unforgiving, there can be no compromise on safety. Even with such advanced reactor designs, nuclear operations generate waste. Spent fuel rods, though small in volume for an SMR, still pose a long-term challenge. On board, sophisticated shielding and containment facilities are designed to safely store all waste generated during a multi-year deployment. It's a closed-loop system, where nothing radioactive is ever discharged into the ocean. Upon returning to port, specialized facilities handle the safe removal and disposal of these materials. A meticulously planned, cradle-to-grave approach, acknowledging the enduring responsibility that comes with atomic power. Life aboard the Leviathan is unlike that on any other fishing vessel. While highly automated, a specialized crew is still essential. These aren't just fishermen, they are engineers, nuclear technicians, and highly skilled operators. Their living quarters are designed for extended voyages, prioritizing comfort and well-being. But the psychological toll of long periods in extreme isolation, combined with the unique responsibilities of a nuclear platform, demands rigorous selection and support. It is a demanding existence, aboard a vessel that is less a ship, and more a self-contained, high-tech world unto itself. While eliminating fuel costs was the initial impetus, the implications stretch far beyond economics. This vessel represents a profound shift in human interaction with the marine environment. It offers unprecedented access to remote fishing grounds, potentially opening up new resource frontiers. But it also raises questions. What are the long-term ecological impacts of such sustained, large-scale harvesting in sensitive ecosystems? And what ethical considerations arise from a vessel capable of operating with such self-sufficiency, effectively removing the natural limits imposed by geography and logistics? The questions are as vast as the ocean itself. The economic impact of a fleet of nuclear-powered factory trawlers could be immense. By drastically reducing operational costs, they could flood markets with competitively priced seafood, potentially disrupting established fishing industries worldwide. Small-scale operators, reliant on traditional methods and burdened by fuel prices, might find themselves unable to compete. It's a technological leap that could reshape global food supply chains, creating winners and losers on an unprecedented scale. A radical innovation, but one with the power to reshape livelihoods and economies across continents. Introducing such a radical vessel into international waters triggers a complex web of regulatory challenges. International maritime law, nuclear safety treaties, and national sovereignty all intertwine. Who governs its operations? What are the protocols for port calls, for inspections, for potential incidents in foreign exclusive economic zones? The Leviathan isn't just an engineering marvel, it's a legal and diplomatic puzzle, forcing global institutions to re-evaluate existing frameworks and forge new agreements. Its existence demands new ways of thinking about governance on the high seas. This vessel is not alone. While the Leviathan may be the pioneer, the technology exists for an entire fleet. A ghost fleet, silently traversing the oceans, operating with unparalleled efficiency and range. What if these ships became truly autonomous, operated remotely from land-based control centers, with minimal or no human presence on board? The concept pushes the boundaries of maritime autonomy even further, raising profound ethical questions about accountability, command, and control in the event of unforeseen circumstances. A future where the ocean is patrolled by silent, nuclear-powered, automated giants. The deployment of such vessels also carries significant geopolitical implications. Access to, and control over, the world's most productive fishing grounds could become a new vector for international competition. Nations capable of deploying and supporting these nuclear-powered giants might gain an economic and strategic advantage, particularly in contested waters or regions with limited infrastructure. It's a tool that could shape food security, influence territorial claims, and even alter the balance of power on the global stage. Not merely a fishing vessel, but a strategic asset. Despite the undeniable advantages, the costs are staggering. Not just in financial terms, the construction of such a vessel, its reactor, its specialized systems, run into billions. But also, the cost of responsibility. The risk, however small, of a nuclear incident at sea. The long-term commitment to managing radioactive waste. The ethical burden of industrializing the wild ocean to an unprecedented degree. These are profound trade-offs, questions of humanity's ambition versus its stewardship of the planet. What price are we willing to pay for limitless power and endless harvest? The world's first nuclear-powered factory trawler, the Leviathan, is more than just a ship. It is a symbol. A manifestation of humanity's relentless drive to innovate, to overcome perceived limits, to master the resources of our planet. It promises an era of unprecedented efficiency in fishing, freedom from the tyranny of fuel, and access to the farthest reaches of the globe. But with such power comes profound responsibility. Its journey has just begun, sailing into a future filled with both immense promise and unsettling questions, forever changing our relationship with the ocean.